Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United transfer news daily. All the latest Manchester United transfer news with that real fan opinion. We've got 3 shows to go. We've done it every single day and we'll do it every day from May till August again. But it has gone very quickly. We've had the Sanchez signing. Mkhitaryan's left. Is there a sting in the tail of this transfer window? Jose Mourinho has said not. I'm not convinced that it is the end of it. I'd say percentage-wise, we've got about a 20% chance. And all I would say is Mesut Ozil has not signed a new contract for Arsenal yet. And all we keep hearing from Arsenal is, soon he will, soon he will. I just think, why would you? Why would you? Even if they give him £300,000 a week, his contract's up. This is his last big payday as a footballer. He can get a £10 million signing on fee in the summer at least. So, I don't know. I think Ozil's still a possibility. He's not someone we're going to talk about this morning. There are lots of stuff over the weekend. Let's fly into it. Literally fly into it because Jorginho, the Napoli centre midfielder, his representatives apparently flew in to Manchester over the weekend to discuss a summer deal. Now, we did mention Jorginho last summer, and I watch a lot of Serie A, and he is a really good footballer. He's a really good footballer. No, he is, and we have mentioned him in the past before, and it's gone a little bit quiet, and we have more been linked to people like Seri and Fabinho and Vidal from Dortmund, but Jorginho would be a very, very good signing for Manchester United. One to get very excited about. Napoli having a fantastic season. He's been doing really well there for the last couple of years. Surprisingly sort of snubbed by the Azzurri Italian national side, but he has got 3 caps now. Obviously, they had a nightmare not making it to the World Cup. So, 5'11", contracted until 2020. What sort of a midfielder is he? Well, his passing and movement on the ball and dribbling and creativity is very, very good. Likened to sort of a Xavi Alonso or a Michael Carrick. But I think when he's likened to Carrick, don't think of Michael Carrick sitting in front of the back 4. That's not what he does. He's more like a Carrick of maybe 10 years ago, or what he was like at Spurs, with a bit more of a creative edge. Definitely the sort of player we would want. Physical, but really good on the ball, and he has he can defend. His positional sense is fantastic, but he's more on the offensive side at the moment because he's only just turned 26, I think. So I'd be very interested in a player like that. I think there's a number of midfielders that I would be really, really interested in United bringing in this summer. I think we'll only bring one in, but whether it's Milankovic-Savic or Jorginho or a Seri from Nice, they're all players that, yes, they can get their foot in and they can tackle and they read the game well, but they are more offensive. They're more creative. And I think whereas we have got a lot of players when Pogba doesn't play who are good midfielders, but they don't really have that quick movement from back to front, and we need that. And I think all these players we're looking at will give it. I'd still probably go for Milankovic-Savic over Jorginho, but if he ends up not being a possibility because he's too expensive from Lazio, then I like the lad from Napoli, Jorginho. And with the name, if people aren't aware, he can play for the Italian national team, but he could also play for Brazil, as you could expect, but he's opted for Italy. So really excited about that one. Not necessarily the same in relation to Arturo Vidal. Spoke about him the other day. Obviously, he's into his early 30s now, or he would be by the time we signed him. He's got a year left on his contract in the summer. He's not free. But apparently, with Bayern Munich signing Goretzka and him coming in the summer, I mean, I'd love us to get hold of Goretzka, but the way it works in Germany is Bayern Munich basically suck up any talent from any other club and have a monopoly there. So, and he's a German international, so Bayern Munich is probably the pinnacle of any German footballer. So he's off to Bayern Munich, which potentially means that they'll have to lose one of their array of midfielders, and Vidal is suspected to be the one that they'll move on. Chelsea would be linked to him, Manchester United obviously, but the rumour at the weekend was that Manchester United and Mourinho is going to use Pogba and Sanchez to lure him to Manchester United. Obviously, Alexis Sanchez has that Chile connection. Pogba played with him at Juventus for a short period of time. So Vidal is... well, his stroke was the perfect sort of midfielder for Manchester United. I always forget the year we were linked to him. I think I said the other day 2012, but that's 6 years ago. I definitely remember a summer, and maybe it was Van Gaal who was in charge when he went from Juventus to Bayern Munich. So I think it was Van Gaal. I just think I'm mixing up one of the Schneiders and Ozil summers that we had with Sir Alex. with the Vidal summer, which may well have been 2015, come to think of it. But I definitely remember all summer we were definitely going to get him, and he gets on a plane to the Far East, and somebody gave him a United shirt to sign, and we all thought he was going to come, and he didn't, and then he ended up going to Bayern Munich. And at that stage, he would have been perfect for Manchester United. All action, tenacious, I love that word, creative, perfect Premier League midfielder. Again, a bit like Nainggolan, probably one of the closest things to a Roy Keane in world football. The issue is, if we sign him, is it Schweinsteiger, where we all get really excited because he's a great world-class midfielder, but is the petrol running out of the tank? And that was the problem with Schweinsteiger, also from Bayern Munich, and maybe that could be the problem with Vidal. So I probably still would take Vidal at United, like I said last week, but I'm not going to get excited about this deal because I've been there. Some of us have been there with Vidal. You get your hopes up and it doesn't happen. So not going to get too excited about that, but I would be open to it. Having said that, if it's a choice between Vidal, Jorginho, Milankovic-Savic, Fabinho, who would you go with? Because I think that's more of a question. In fact, I'll put it to you to get commenting below. Who would you go for? Vidal? I'll do a poll as well in the top right-hand corner. Vidal, Milankovic-Savic, Jorginho or Fabinho. Tell us which one you would go for and tell us why you would go for that player. Really interested, and we'll pick that up on Skype Goldbridge tonight because I really want to see what people's thinkings are, because some people will be saying I want this player because he's this type of player and this is what we need. So get commenting below on that. Gareth Bale, let's mention Gareth Bale. Would be not a transfer window if we didn't mention Gareth Bale to Manchester United. There is meant to be a fire sale in the summer for Real Madrid, whereby they're going to get rid of a lot of players and bring a lot of players in. De Gea is obviously mentioned in relation to Real Madrid. That will become an issue again in April, March. Normally around the international break in March, it starts with De Gea. He goes back to Spain, and that's when it starts. Drip, 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 drip. Do I think De Gea will go? I think at some point he will go to Real Madrid, and I'm not going to say it's not going to be this summer because I had a funny feeling it was going to be last summer, and fair play to Ross. He said no, it won't happen. I think it was more of a guess. He certainly didn't have any inside knowledge. I think it was more of a guess, but fair play, he got it right. I thought he would go last summer. I hope he'll sign a new contract. I think Manchester United, I think the only reason De Gea's ever wanted to go back to Spain is because he wants to go back to Spain because that's where he's from and it's where his girlfriend is, and I think that's all it's about. So, and I wouldn't hold it against him. He's been a great servant to us, but I want him to stay because he's irreplaceable. Now, swap deals are deals that we always said were bad deals and they never happen. We've just done the biggest swap deal in years with Mkhitaryan and Sanchez. So could Bale and De Gea do it? Well, we've just done a swap deal, so we know what it entails. And if De Gea is adamant that he wants to go back, then maybe we could. But to be honest with you, I would like the scenario where we keep De Gea and we maybe have a look at Bale as an option. If Bale's leaving Real Madrid, then Manchester United's got to be the #1 choice. He's an ex-Spurs player. I doubt they can pay his wages or would want to. He's not going to go to Arsenal and Chelsea for that reason. Man City, I don't think he'd fit in there. Manchester United fits in with Bale perfectly, unless he fancies PSG. So, would I take Bale at Manchester United? Yeah, I think I would. But the only thing about Bale, he's a left-sided player. And as we were discussing last night, quite a heated debate last night, make sure you watch that show, about Martial and Sanchez. Do you want another left-sided player ruining it for Martial again? Let's see. And Darmian's linked to Roma now. He's been linked to Valencia, Juventus, Roma, I think Inter Milan. People want to pay money, real money, not monopoly money for Darmian. I think we're going to keep him till the summer and let's move him on. As I said on Friday night on the watch along, his last 2 games for us have not even been against Premier League opposition, and he's been toasted more times than a Chelsea bun. If you like your Chelsea buns toasted with a bit of butter on. He really has been toasted, and this is against Bristol City and Yeovil. So Darmian needs to move on. Unfortunately, I didn't think this was going to happen with Darmian, but he has become what every Italian defender comes when they come to the Premier League. It's the graveyard of Italian defenders, primed Italian defenders in Serie A, and it's just a different speed and a different way of playing. And Italian defenders don't travel well into the Premier League. They just don't. So Darmian probably go in the summer, but Roma are interested in him now. Anyway, get commented below. Give us your thoughts on everything. Jorginho, Bale, De Gea, Vidal, and let us know which midfielder you would go for. Get commenting below. Still 2 days left in this transfer window. United never ever do anything on the last day. We never do anything on the last day. We haven't done it for years. So something needs to start happening today and tomorrow if we're going to do a deal. And the only deal I can see us doing is Ozil. So keep your eye on that. Thanks all for watching. Drop a like on the video. We're back tonight at 8 o'clock with Skype Goldbridge, but we've also got a preview going up today from Wembley for the Spurs game with Flex. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be about 1 o'clock. Speak to you all soon.